Have you ever had someone look you square in the eyes and tell you
running is bad for your knees?
Or that your days running faster times are over?
Lies. Oh, lies!
Well, I, for one, am sick of it. So in this video, we're going to go through all of the reasons that the lies or myths persist. We're going to look at what the actual scientific evidence says and what we as middle-aged runners can do. And honestly, I think the future's way brighter than we've been led to believe. So here's the challenge. I think I can break apart 8 lies or myths. Oh, I'm going to call them lies because it's a bit more provocative. In just one day of my life. That's all it's going to take, and it starts here. Oh, running's bad for your knees. Oh, this one is absolute ridiculousness. Anything can be bad for us if we do it in the wrong ways. That's very obvious. But to say that running is inherently bad for your knees, let's look at the evidence. While I get changed for the gym, I'm going to put an MRI scan up on the screen just to show you this, because this is amazing. Have a look at the difference in muscle mass right there. Like, that is the quadricep muscle. It's the muscle that is really responsible for stabilizing the knee and helping the knee. So imagine the one with not very much muscle trying to stabilize the knee. That's a 70-year-old, by the way. A 70-year-old person with just what looks like exquisite muscle mass around the knee. Then if we look at this study by Khan et al. In 2022, they found that cartilage, although there is a short-term thinning of the cartilage after running, it actually responds really well to running. And again, actually adapts to repeated bouts of exposure, meaning that you have a thicker, stronger cartilage. So let's just blow that one out of the water straight away. Running, bad for your knees.
Oh, lies!
It's not running that's bad for anything, it's doing too much too soon. Let's go to the gym. The second lie we're told, which I personally hate, by the way, is that you shouldn't be lifting heavy as you get into middle age and older because it's dangerous. Let's address the obvious first, shall we? And that is that if you go to the gym and you just start trying to lift heavy, as in you've never done anything else before, you haven't worked on movement patterns and techniques, it is dangerous, obviously. It's a bit like running. If you're a new runner and you just go and try and bang out 80-kilometer weeks, what's going to happen? You're going to get injured because it's dangerous. So Harvard actually led a 30-year study that's just been published in the British Journal of Medicine. So this study was actually over a period of 30 years, which is amazing. They tracked people over 30 years from middle age to later life, and they wanted to find out what were the key indicators of a quality life later on. It's not, I mean, obviously I'm in the gym, so the results are not going to surprise you. It was 150,000 people. So the first thing, most obvious, is that they found that 90 to 120 minutes of resistance exercise per week reduced your risk of dying, just your risk of dying, by 13%. Okay. That same 90 to 120 minutes of exercise reduced cardiovascular disease by 19%. And it reduced neurological disease like Alzheimer's by 27%. Oh my goodness. But this was my favourite bit by far, is that they found when you coupled the strength training with aerobic exercise, you were 45% less likely to die. That's a half. Nearly, I mean, I do know maths, but that's nearly a half chance less of dying. So what have we established? We've established that you can maintain and even improve muscle mass way into your later life, not even just midlife. And also, we've established that you can lift heavy if you just do it sensibly and build up over time rather than just go in and try. And you want to know what one of the closest related indicators to how long you're going to live is? Grip strength. I wonder why that is. Okay, consider that lie busted.
Oh, lies!
Is that Lie Busters TV program? And on to lie number 3. This is the toughest one because I'm gonna share some things that I've not shared on camera before. Alright. So this one is to do with the culture and the feeling sometimes that maybe, or I wouldn't necessarily call it a lie, but that this is a young person's game and perhaps us in middle age and later life, it's it's not for us anymore. At least that's sometimes how I've been made to feel. So I will caveat all of this by saying, to be fair, running is booming and that's amazing, and there are a lot of young people coming into running. So for them, it seems like run clubs are the same culture as for me was pub culture back in the day. So I'd say that's a fair trade. That's definitely a good shift. So young people are coming through, running is in safe hands. I will admit that when we were in Manchester doing a shakeout run at one point before the Manchester Marathon, we went to a shakeout run with a lot of young people. And when I mean a lot of young people, let's just say we felt like we were in the cast of Love Island, but we were their grandparents. And that was that first realization. We're like, oh, are we too old for this? But like, this game is changing. Don't film this bit, Mary. We've got like the pill dispensers like old people have. Rather than focus on what we can't do, which is be young again, let's focus on what we can bring to the party when it comes to running. So here's what I think. Yes, running is in good hands with the younger generation, no doubt about that. But we are the stewards, we are the shepherds, we are the people with the experience to help enrich their running journeys. It's a symbiotic relationship. They keep us young, we place running in good hands, but have, for example, the younger generation, have they developed mental fatigue resilience, like that deep mental fatigue resilience that you can only get from decades of trying to work, having families, like making everything work together, like sleep deprivation. These are skills that we can absolutely pass on. Also, we've developed strategies that allow training to take place. We have developed a massive aerobic engine. We've got so much knowledge that we can pass on. It's very much like being, I see it as, when you get to middle age and later life, running, it's just like we're all teachers and we owe it to the generation below to pass that on. And sometimes they don't want to hear it, but sometimes they do, and that's okay. Like, that's the same as teaching also. So running being for the younger generation, that's a lie. It's for us all. Okay, line number 4, but this is the only one I can't do today, like, because it has a very particular point. So I'm going to do it as one of those flashbacks, you know, like they do in TV programs where you look away and flashback. Ready? Alright, let's address the claim, things like that speed are going to decline in middle age. So number 1, we have to say, in the strictest sense, this is true, in that your VO2 max, muscle strength and things like that are going to decline a little bit. But firstly, it's way less, and secondly, way later than you think. And let's think about it logically. Unless you were elite at a young age, I think that's about the only time you're guaranteed to be slower in middle age. If you're running a 2:10 marathon when you're 21, you're probably not going to be able to do that at 40 to 45. So it will depend completely on when you start and the distance that you're training for. A great example is our very own Mary. A great sprinter when she was in her teenage years. She could run a 200 meters in 26 seconds, which is lightning. Can she hit that speed now? No, but she only started taking endurance running seriously from 39 years old, and now, soon to be 48, she's still getting faster across all distances from 5k onwards. She ran a half marathon and a marathon PB this year, and she's getting faster. Because here are the actual facts. From 30 years old, the average loss of speed and VO2 max is 1% a year, which equates to 10% a decade. But if you stay in the game, consistently training, that decrease can be cut to 5% per decade. And then the gap between those who stay active and those don't, it just gets wider over longer time spans. The cold hard truth is that only half of fitness loss is attributable to the passage of time, and the other half is chalked up to reduced training, which is a scientific researchy way of saying you don't train less because you get older because you train less. Consistency compounds, so you can keep getting faster into your 50s and 60s. Mary, what about the lies we're told about your metabolism? What are we led to believe?
That your metabolism slows down, so you got to eat less.
I'm not, in no way am I giving myself permission to eat less, by the way. So I've heard this one time and time again, and it's that your metabolism is going to slow down, so therefore you have to reduce the amount that you eat to balance that out, otherwise you're going to put on weight. Come on, are people really still believing that? That's my first question. So let's look at this study. I'm going to put it on screen, but Article written by Stanford, Harvard-backed, article in Science magazine, a cross-sectional study of people between the ages of 8 months and 95 years old. That's important, thousands of people. What the study found, not gonna surprise you, is that energy expenditure was the highest in young people because that's theoretically when you're growing, and then between 20 and 60, it is stable. There is no metabolic drop off. The metabolism does not slow down. And even after 60, it's like 0.7% a year. Ultimately, you can slow the slowing of your metabolism by doing some very, very simple things. Quality of sleep, trying to de-stress, things like meditation, exercise, and lifting weights. So if I keep exercising like I do, I can keep eating like I do. It's essentially what we all want, right? So, metabolism slowing down so that you have to eat less in middle age. It's just time to get ready for my run. But before I do, here's another lie that we are told, is that as you get older, you need more rest. And you don't need more rest, you need better rest. Or actually, I'm gonna call it better recovery. So what does recovery encompass? Well, diet. You've got to be better with your diet. Sleep, this is the classic, isn't it? Is like those people that have revenge bedtime procrastination where they just don't go to sleep because they're stubborn and want to spend their evenings like maximizing their time when they're not at work. But to be honest with you, yes, we're pathetic, but we go to bed at we're asleep or going to sleep at around 9 p.m, at the latest 10. And then it's about the strategic spacing out of your sessions. No longer can you just do threshold after threshold after threshold. There has to be thought behind what you're doing and when it's spaced out. Ultimately, there is no evidence whatsoever that you have to rest more. In fact, the opposite is true. You should be very minimally adding just a little bit of additional exercise as you go. It can be light, can be moderate, but definitely don't reduce. You have to increase. So getting more rest is and it means that we can keep doing what we love, which are not necessarily treadmill running, but running, which is what I'm about to do now. This is the one that winds me up. You're not gonna be able to run PBs in middle age. Well, first of all, we know that that's rubbish. We've already talked about how you slow down the slowing down process. And we've already talked about the fact that Mary is running PBs and I am running PBs in middle age. But, there will come a time when I can't run a PB. And I'm not gonna just keep getting faster year on year until I'm a sub 2 hour marathoner. That's not realistic to expect. So there are some things that whilst clearly you can't run PBs in middle age is a lie, there will eventually be a time where it will become harder. But here are some things that you can do. If marathons are your thing that you love, then sign up to the Abbott's page, like the people that run the World Marathon Majors, and you can actually, if you run the marathon majors, you can actually get a ranking within the country and within the world in terms of the times that you can run, and it's done in age groups. So you can see where you kind of stand in age groups. And what's very cool is Mary has been in the top 20 for the UK for a 3 hour marathon in Tokyo. But even on any kind of marathon race results page, you can compare. The best thing to do is compare yourself with your peers, your contemporaries, the people in your age group. So actually any race of any distance, you can get age group results. Even park runs, you can get age graded results within a park run to see where you stack up in the country in terms of an age grade. So there are great ways of, if your PB days, they really are gone, they're great ways of seeing where you stack up right now in this moment. Mary and I have even given ourselves Thailand PBs overall distances because, to be honest with you, you can't get near your UK times over here just with the heat and humidity. So even that, we've been creative, and that's okay, because who makes the rules? No one. We can make our own rules. And there is one more lie that I absolutely want to break apart right now. And that's the lie that when you hit middle age, you're more likely to get injured. Oh, come on. I mean, there's a pattern here, obviously, you can probably see it, but okay, it would be kind of a lie, me lying, to say that we don't get injured the older we get, because if you look at the evidence of, you know, muscle, tendon, ligaments, things that kind of deteriorate over time, there is a higher possibility of injury. It's just a possibility though. Let's look at it logically. I've been injured my fair share, to be fair. As I've grown older, I, as a kid, got injured. Believe it or not, like, what kids get injured? I had a horrible hamstring injury. But here's the thing, every time I get injured, I've learned a little bit more about myself so that the next time I don't. And now, because I'm getting into mid to late 40s, I've unfortunately learned, oh hi Jess, quite a lot. You come say hello. So I take my recovery, I take my strength work, I take my everything outside of my running so seriously now. Almost laughable. It's like pro levels for definitely nowhere near a pro runner, but I like taking it seriously because I don't like being injured. So yes, as you get older, you've got lots of things going against you in terms of potential to be injured, but I'd also argue you've got a lot of things going for you in terms of your ability to navigate around injury, and that's the key to this game. So when I got upstairs for 30 to 45 minutes before bedtime every night and foam roll, use the spiky ball, use the massage gun, use the scraper, it's because I know at this point, at the moment, those are the types of things, my experience and intuition is telling me that these are the things that are keeping me away from being injured. And when I was younger, what do you think I did? Nothing. I didn't do anything. I just ran. I just played football. I did nothing outside of that. So I was probably more injured when I was younger because I didn't look after myself. And that's the day done. All 8 points, hopefully broken apart enough for you to feel confident and happy that you're going into middle age and you're going to be fine and you're going to keep getting stronger and faster because you can. And if you like this video, these two videos, let's put the Chicago Marathon Training Series first video there, and also this one, which is the 6 instant progress killers that I could think of that stop your running in its tracks and how to navigate your way around them. Don't forget to consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. See you Wednesday, we've got a race this weekend, 5K.